The top story at this hour, the sentencing for the President Donald Trump's former national security advisor Michael Flynn has been postponed until 2019 after a dramatic federal court hearing. A judge has suggested U.S. President Donald Trump's former national security advisors sold out his country when he lied to the FBI about Russia's contacts. Flynn's sentencing has been delayed to ensure his full cooperation into possible collusion between Trump's 2016 campaign and Russia. In a press briefing, White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders has said that there was certainly concern that Michael Flynn has lied to the FBI and wished him well.
Is something between General Flynn and the courts, and that's something for them to determine what that timeline looks like. In the meantime, we wish General Flynn well, and we'll continue to focus on doing what we do here every single day. Certainly concerned, but that's something for the court to make that determination, and we'll let them do that.
A small group of protesters had gathered outside the courthouse holding a large inflatable rat. Now, while other demonstrators showed up in support of Flynn. Flynn pleaded guilty in December last year to lying to FBI agents about his conversations with Sergei Kislyak, the Russian ambassador in Washington at the time. He told investigators in January 2017 that he had not discussed U.S. sanctions against Russia with the official, when in fact he had, according to his plea agreement. For more on this story, we are joined by Kate Fisher, correspondent from Washington, D.C. Kate, a very good morning to you here from India. Now, Flynn is the first Trump administration figure to face sentencing in the probe into alleged criminal election meddling. Now, why has the sentencing not happened and why was it delayed?
Well, it was a real surprise to most people on Tuesday in the courtroom. Everybody expected it to go relatively in a straightforward fashion. Michael Flynn was expected to be sentenced for crimes he has admitted to of lying to the FBI. It was thought that perhaps he would escape a prison sentence because of the help he's given to Robert Mueller, the special counsel who's investigating any potential collusion between Russia and the Trump presidential campaign. However, the judge in the courtroom, Judge Sullivan, took a very different approach and really took everybody by surprise. He was blistering in his attacks on General Flynn, saying things like, "You essentially sold out your country. I cannot hide my disgust and disdain for your criminal offences." And this led Michael Flynn's legal team to think that actually this judge was not likely to let him off a prison sentence, and in fact he was planning to sentence him to some time in jail. There was a break in proceedings, and after that break Michael Flynn's legal team asked the judge for some extra time, a postponement before that sentencing was delivered, to give them some time to see whether there was any more information that perhaps they could give to the courts that would mean that Mr. Flynn was likely not to be sent to prison. So there's now this 90-day gap. He will be back in court in March for his sentencing, and during that time we can only imagine that his legal team will be speaking to special counsel Robert Mueller and other members of the prosecution to see whether there's any more information that Michael Flynn has or is willing to give up in return for more leniency in his sentence. So a big surprise for everybody watching court today. Even Donald Trump, the president, tweeted good luck to Michael Flynn this morning. I don't think anyone expected this to have happened.
Right, Kate. And of course, looking at the bigger picture, what does Michael Flynn's sentencing mean for the U.S. president himself?
Well, Michael Flynn is a key witness for Robert Mueller. He's a very important witness. He was there during the presidential campaign, then during the election, then during the transition period, and briefly at least during President Trump's beginning of his time in the White House. So for Robert Mueller, he's a key witness who was present at many of those important moments and will have lots of information that he would like to get hold of. So this is a significant person for the Mueller team to have kind of got on their side. It is a worry for Donald Trump because there's now this 90 days where he doesn't know what else Mr. Mueller may or may not be telling the special counsel. He would have expected this to have all been wrapped up on Tuesday, but now it's going to drag on for another 3 months. This seems like a never-ending kind of turmoil surrounding the Trump presidency. These legal problems don't seem to be drying up.
Right, Kate. Thank you for joining us with all those details. We'll be coming back to you as the story develops further.